there. Today I want to just show you, and hopefully this will help somebody out there. One of my Cattleyas, I have the label here. It is the Xing Feng Little Boy. It's a Cattleya that I recently got, I believe in October at an Orchid Show, and I had done a video. If you look at my previous videos, there's a video on my visit to that orchid show and all the orchids I purchased at that time. So you will see this orchid in bloom. It was a fragrant Cattleya, a beautiful flower, a large flower with yellows and pinks and white in it, and it smelled really, really nice. Anyway, so what happened, since I got it from the show, since I bought it, I had it in a little pot filled with sphagnum moss, and it was soaking wet, so for the longest time I didn't water it. And then when it started to dry a little bit, I would just spray it on the top and mostly give it a quick watering, but not let it drench so much. And I was waiting for the flowers to fall out and everything. And then I thought it was doing fine because it looked like it was okay, and I wasn't in a hurry to repot it because I'd been doing so many other repots at the time. But then I noticed that the leaves started to yellow slightly, like if you can see, they are, and all of the younger leaves, which concerned me. So if I can have this, I'll just put it back in the pot it was in. There we go. You'll see that here is where it had a bloom and it was cut off, and I believe that was where the blooms were. This pseudobulb was also bloomed in the past, and then the rest of them, they look like they're pretty new, but then you can see all of the discoloring. It's turning yellow in the leaves. So I asked some of the orchid experts on YouTube, and I got a good reply back from Miss Orchid Girl. Thank you very much, Danny, for your reply. And I watched one of her videos in which she had talked about how she restored all of these orchids, Cattleyas specifically, with no roots. And so I'm trying out a method here that she had suggested in her video, where I am going to repot it, and I'm going to be using a clear pot. And I ran out of my, nice orchid pots with ventilation and all that, slits. So I'm using a container, and I've put some holes in it. And I noticed that the ventilation holes that she had on hers were very tiny compared to the ones I usually have. So I've used a small nail to make these ventilation holes all around the pot, as well as definitely on the bottom of the pot as well. So I'm going to be using this pot, and so her suggestion was to use in sphagnum moss to help hold the moisture in the pot so that the roots can absorb it. Anyway, I'll give you a quick look at what they are right now. They're all dead, okay? There's nothing there, not one single root. So I'm going to have to chop out all of these. They're just dead, and they're just looking very, very bad and sad at this point. So I'll chop out all of that just to clean it up a bit. I don't want to encourage any kind of rot or other infestations of any kind, infections, sorry. So I've got some mixture of bark here, some larger chunks as well as some smaller chunks, and I believe there's some coconut fiber in there as well. So hope all of this will help hold the humidity or the moisture, as well as sphagnum moss that I have just wet and then squeezed out as much as I could. Not completely dry, but it's still quite damp. Alright, so I'm using a sterilized pair of scissors, and I'm just going to clip all of those roots out. I'm going to give it a good spray. I'll wash the plant as I usually do. Give it a good spray with hydrogen peroxide. Don't forget to clean your label. I always say that. Clean your label as well. I think it's just you know, one extra precaution that you can take, especially if you're trying to help a dying plant like I am. So yeah, I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, I've chopped out all of the roots. But one thing I noticed, which makes me a little happy and hopeful, is that there is a small growth right, if I can get it to focus, and it won't. So you can't really see it, but there is a growth right there and there. So looks like a pseudobulb coming right out of the side. I'm not sure how it works. I mean, I don't know if that's a pseudobulb, because I think the spikes come through the middle of the leaf from seeing where they were in the past. So anyways, I've given it a good trim. I've sprayed it with hydrogen peroxide, washed the plant, and then sprayed it. So there it is. And so now to start with the repotting, here's my pot. I'm just going to mix in the sphagnum moss with the bark mix and just get it all mixed in. I'll try to save a little bit of sphagnum moss for the top, because that was another suggestion that she had in her video, is to have a layer of sphagnum moss on the top. So I'm just trying everything here, and since the plant doesn't really have any roots, I would need to anchor it somehow so that it doesn't wobble around too much. So I'll just fill up the pot. There really is nothing to do. I just need to make sure that I fill up the mix, the medium, only up till here and not further up, because then it'll promote rot. So I have to be careful to just keep it to this line right there and no further up. Okay, so I have a ways to go. Just taking a handful, and I really like the clear pots. I try to use them as often as I can when I have them. Just gonna pack it in there because there. So if I can, now settle the plant in there and then work my way around. And I'll try not to put in too many of the big chunks. As you can see, it's already starting to wobble. So I do need to stake it in. For that, I have a stake with me. I know that you could also use other things, but right now, and I don't really have to worry about where I put the stake in because there are no roots. Otherwise, you'd have to watch out for roots. Okay, so I think I've put in the plant and filled in my medium to what I need it. So I will now try to get some of this sphagnum moss and layer it on top. Sort of like a little carpet. Okay, so I have some ties, and I'll just tie one of these pseudobulb stems to the stake to hold it in place. Now the plant won't wobble too much since I have the ties in there, and it should be okay. Alright, and I have not given the plant drench yet, so I will do that. Oh, and not to forget, don't want to lose my label. I just put it there, making sure not to cover the ventilation holes that I have on the side here. There you go. So that's my orchid, my Cattleya, sorry, Xingfeng little boy, and I have repotted her, or and I have repotted the orchid. So let's see if I am able to get this to grow roots. I'm keeping all my hope on it, and I really do want it to work. So thanks again for watching, and thank you, Danny, for the suggestion, for your videos as well. And I really do learn from all of you, so please do feel free to post your comments down below. Any suggestions that you have, love to hear them. If you did like this video, then give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, do subscribe. You'll be the first to know when I upload a video. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, enjoy your orchids. Bye-bye.